Hi guys! Okay, the plant in question today is this little bugger here. This is a variegated peace lily. I know you can hardly see the variegation now, but if I put you closer, yep, you can see these markings. Those are the variegation. But the thing is, when I bought it as a juvenile, the variegation was white. So I know that a lot of people have been telling me that this plant, as it grows older, the variegation turns to green or it just fades away. So now it's looking like it's fading away, so you can really hardly see the white variegation anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to do to this is I'm going to do something drastic. I'm actually going to cut off all the leaves and remove it from the pot, trim off some of the roots, and then I'm going to repot it back again, because for one, this plant is very root bound. Look at the roots, it's popping up from the top as well. So I don't know if I can show you the bottom. Look at that. It is actually very root bound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop all of this off, and I'm going to cut off some of the roots, and I'm going to repot this back into this pot, because I actually don't want this plant to grow too big. So I want to keep it small, and I'll see if all the new growth will come out white again. So this is the experiment I'm going to do to this plant. I don't think it's going to harm the plant, because the Spathiphyllum wallisii is quite a hardy plant. I'm sure if nothing happens, it will just grow back into this foliage. But I'm going to try this. I'm going to try and revert it back to its juvenile state and bring back the white variegation. Okay, we're back at my washing yard. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the plant from the pot. I have not watered this plant for a few days, so that it's easier to remove from the pot. So take a look at the root bound plant. Give it a tug. Just comes out like that. It shows. Just look at that. That's terrible. Okay, so I actually bought this plant as one plant, but you can take a look now. There's so many offshoots. I think I have 5 plants now, but it was bought as a single plant. Okay, I honestly don't know what to do with this because it's so tightly bound. I think my best bet is just to chop this off here, remove all these roots, and chop the top, remove all these leaves, and let it start growing from the core of the stem again. Okay, yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright, let me just chop the leaves first. Here goes. Ta-da! Yes, now I can see that there are actually 5 plants in here. and I can't really separate them because they're so tightly bound. So once you've chopped the leaves off, they actually don't need this much of root because there's basically nothing to maintain up here. So you can chop 1/3 of the roots off. So I'm just going to chop it here. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna put it back into the same pot. I'm gonna put some cocoa chips and charcoal at the bottom. Add all this back in. A bit of the roots going back in is fine. They will just rot down and compost off. Some Osmocot. And I'm gonna just plonk it back. Oops. In there. Looks like I put too much substrate in there. I'm gonna remove some cocoa chips. Okay, this looks all right. Then I'm gonna just sprinkle back some soil around the edges. Alright, this should be alright. I will update you guys in a couple of weeks and see how this rejuvenation is going. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get back my variegated leaves. So before I place it back into the shade, I'm going to give it a good soak so that everything is settled in the pot. And I'll see what happens. Okay guys, so after a few weeks, this is the progress that I have. As you can see, these leaves, which are cut off at the top, were part of the old ones, which were starting to grow out when I snipped off the whole top of this plant. Okay, so these are from the old batch. Okay, but these leaves with the pointy top are the new leaves that have just popped out from the center of two of those plants there. So as you can see, it actually kind of worked because I have my white patch back and this one is quite white as well. And there is that's old, and there is this one with the pointy tip, so we know that that's new. This one just grew out, and I'm sure with more sun it will turn a lot whiter. And I have one just popping out here, which has a considerable amount of white on the leaf itself. So I am actually quite happy with the results. From this experiment, I'm going to conclude that this plant does give you back the variegation as it reverts back to its juvenile state. So it was a good call to just chop off everything, and it looks healthy, it's growing quite well. So all these small stubs in time will drop off as the plant grows bigger, but I'm getting a lot of new shoots coming out from the center of each of these 5 plants here. Okie dokie, I am a happy girl. I will continue to update you guys on the progress of this plant in some of my future videos. But as of now, I am very, very happy. The variegation is coming back. Thanks for watching.